Hey everyone, welcome to Imagine's interactive demo. Before we start playing with our demo, I want to highlight the three key parts to using Imagine. First, we have the left-hand side pane. This is where you can set up your project settings and define your data models and relations. Second, we have the right-hand side pane. Here we generate your full code base, which updates in real time as you make changes on the left-hand side. And three, we have these buttons here at the bottom. You can use these to see your code working. So in addition to generating live code, we also deploy your code in real time so you can see the created database, the running API endpoints in Swagger or Graphical, the test coverage report for your code, and you can finally download the code. As a quick tip, if you want to create a new app from scratch, you would just click New App here. In this demo, we've built the backend of a simple task manager app where we've selected the relevant settings over here. So this is currently generating a node project. If we want, we could turn it into a Django project. And you can see the project update live here. We can turn it back into a node project. And we've defined a few models such as task, project, user, and team. And then we've also defined some relations between the models. Focusing on the starter settings, I already showed you that changing from Django to Node updated the code live here. Similarly, if I change the API format from REST to GraphQL, we're going to see the mutations and queries generated here. You can also select your CI/CD workflow. So we generate a Docker image, and here we have the Docker file, we've got the Docker Compose file. And so if you decided you didn't want to have your project be Dockerized, you would no longer have those files. You can also enable various GitHub actions, linting, and with tests, we actually generate tests for your code. So over here, you see all of the test files. This is the test folder. If I turn this off, you wouldn't be generating tests anymore. So I'm going to turn it back on. Moving on to the models, I do want to generate CRUD API endpoints for the models. So I'm going to leave this on. I'm going to add a new model. I'm going to call it Manager. As you can see, we auto create a primary key here. So if I go back up, you can actually see a manager model created here. I'm going to add a new field. So you can actually select from different field types. We support all of the common field types here. So I'm going to call this field first name. And actually, just to show you something, I'm going to make this a primary key. I'm going to make the max length 200 and hit apply. So you'll see that we've actually shown you an error here. This is one of the things that we do to avoid errors in the compiled code. We'll actually just show you where there's an error in your selection. So here, I'm actually going to delete the auto-generated key. I want to keep the new field as the primary key. And so now the error is resolved and we've created a new field here. You can also add relations. So we allow one to many and many to many relations that you can create here. And now that your whole code base is generated, you can actually do some fun things. If you click the See Database button, you can see the generated database. I'm not going to do that here, but clicking the Run API Endpoints button will actually take you to the Swagger or Graphical API docs page. So we've selected GraphQL, we select REST, that'll take us to Swagger actually. So I'm gonna click this and we should have the Swagger API docs page opening up soon. And here you see all of the CRUD APIs. And so if we click the Get Manager button here, we can try this out and then execute. And here you see that we've successfully called this API endpoint. Going back, you can also generate the test report for this code base. So let's have a look at that. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, but here you see the full code base and its test report. And then finally, of course, you can download the code and use it however you want. No strings attached. Just make sure that your Python or Node version is the same as the one that you have on your machine. Follow the instructions in the README to run your downloaded code. And that's it, folks. Hope you have fun with Imagine.